How are you today?
Fine. You?
I'm fine, thank you. Would you please introduce yourself?
حياة قاسم.
دانيا اللحام. حين حواء.
رزان المغربي.
أمثالة.
لارا علي.
And I am Miss Basima Alkelisli from Basel Muhdatha School. Unit 7 for 11th grade. Welcome to our new lesson on the Syrian educational platform. On our previous lesson, we talked about television watching habits. Do you like watching TV?
No, I prefer surfing the net.
Nice.
Yes, I like.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
What about you?
Yes,
And
I like.
Tala? Okay. Now, how many hours of TV do you watch a day?
1 hour a day.
Half hour.
Half an hour?
Yes.
Nice.
2 hours a day.
3 hours.
Great.
Yes, 2 hours.
1 hour.
Who do you normally watch TV with?
With my sister.
Yes, also with my sister.
Nice.
With my brother and sister.
With
And-
my brother.
With my family. With my friends.
Okay. What kind of programs do you like watching?
Miss?
What kind of programs do you like watching?
I like movies.
Movies?
History programs.
Nice.
I like movies.
Great. What about you?
Series.
Series, okay.
And educational programs.
Very great. Okay.
How are you listening?
Now we will start our new lesson by watching this video. And from this video, we will talk about the topic of our new lesson. Okay? Let's watch.
How are you listening? I'm fine, and you? I'm well. Why didn't you call me yesterday? I'm sorry, I was busy. How do you prefer to communicate with other people? I prefer sending emails. Why do you prefer it? Because it's quick and easy. How many emails are there in your inbox? I think there are about 6 emails. What about you, Shada? Do you prefer writing emails or sending traditional letters? Traditional letters. How often do you send letters and to whom? I send traditional letters on holidays to my school friends because I cannot see them on holidays. What was the best letter you have ever received? It was a letter from my best friend Ahmad. It was on my birthday. What about you, Sidra? How do you keep in touch with your friends? In fact, I prefer the simplest way which is calling them. And sometimes I send them text messages. Goodbye.
Okay, what do you think the topic of our lesson today is?
Communicate.
Communication or
Communicate.
communicating? Okay. Let's discuss the following, okay? In this lesson, we are going to discuss some questions about communicating. Listen to 3 speakers talking about how they prefer to communicate and answer some questions. Discuss the best and worst things about emails. And we are going to learn how to write formal and informal letters. Now look at the 3 pictures. How are the 3 people in these pictures are communicating? Razan?
He's communicating by the internet.
By the internet, nice.
By using a letter.
Okay, nice.
He is communicating by using mobile phone.
Great.
A mobile phone.
Now we are going to discuss the following questions. Name at least 6 forms of communication. Haneen?
Text messages.
Great.
Letters.
Nice.
Emails.
Emails, yes please.
Facebook.
Great.
Face to face.
Great,
WhatsApp.
nice.
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, nice.
Instagram.
Very good. What is the most basic form of communicating? What do you think, Razan?
I think a text messages.
Text messages, let's say.
Yes.
Yes,
I
please.
think email.
Great,
I think emails.
nice.
Yes.
Text messages.
Text messages.
Text
Text
messages.
messages, nice. How has communication changed through human history? What do you think, Razan?
In the past, people used the letter to communicate with each other. Later, they used telephones. But nowadays, people communicate with the sending emails by sending emails or mobile phone or text messages.
Excellent. Great.
In the past, people used to communicate with each other by paging. Later they use the traditional letter, but nowadays many people use emails and text messages.
Great. Do you have any other answers?
No.
No? Okay. How do you think people will communicate in the future? You have to use your imagination now. Ayat?
I think people will communicate in the future with the robots.
Okay, maybe. Razan?
There will be a device can be communicate with between two people with different languages.
Great. Yes, please.
I think it will come out from their
People will come out.
People will come out from their computer screen like 3D
Images. Oh, great. Nice. Any other ideas?
No.
No? Okay. Now we are going to listen to 3 speakers.
Okay.
They are talking about how they prefer to communicate. Okay? Which method of communicating does each speaker prefer? You have to answer this question after listening. Okay?
Yes.
So listen carefully.
Speaker 1.
If I'm writing to a friend, I prefer traditional letters, even though it takes longer and is more trouble. I like everything about writing old-fashioned letters. I think about what I'm going to write first. Sometimes I even write it in rough. I like the sheets of notepaper and the envelopes, and I actually enjoy writing by hand. And I'm sure my friends prefer letters that they can keep and look at from time to time. The problem with emails is that you don't have to make any effort to write them.
Speaker 2. For me, there's no choice. It's email every time. It's just so quick and easy, especially when I'm replying to an email someone has sent me. Just click the reply button, write a few lines, and then click send. And it's gone. I can't remember the last normal letter I wrote. It's just so much trouble. You've got to have note paper and envelopes handy, then you have to find a pen, ask someone by email. I do the next simplest thing. I phone him. Speaker 3.
For me, it depends who I'm writing to and why I'm writing. I'm an accountant, and in my business I think traditional letters are still the most polite way of contacting clients. They're more serious and respectful than emails. But of course, if you want to keep in touch with friends or write informal messages to colleagues at work, then email is fine. And of course, if you really want to keep up a good friendship with someone who you don't see regularly, you can't beat the phone. There's something very special about actually talking to someone.
Okay, now which method does each speaker prefer? Let's start with Hanin.
The first speaker is traditional letters.
Prefers traditional letters. Nice.
Speaker 2 prefer emails.
Nice. Tala.
Speaker 3, traditional letters with clients, emails with friends and
Colleagues. Nice. We are going to listen again to the same recording, but you have to find the answers to these questions. Who can read the first one? Ayat?
According to the first speaker, why do friends like receiving traditional letters?
The second one, who can read it? Tala.
What does the second speaker do if he can't send someone an email?
The third one, Dania.
Which groups of people does the third speaker write emails to?
Okay, now you are going to listen and decide if these sentences are true or false. Who can read the fourth sentence? Lara.
The first speaker preferred traditional letters.
The fifth one, Haneen.
The second speaker doesn't like emails.
The sixth one, Razan.
According to the third speaker, the best way to contact clients is traditional letters.
Nice. So we are going to listen again to the same recording, and I've prepared 2 sheets of paper which contain the same questions. Okay, this is for your group, and this is for yours. Are you ready?
Speaker 1.
Listen carefully.
If I'm writing to a friend, I prefer traditional letters, even though it takes longer and is more trouble. I like everything about writing old-fashioned letters. I think about what I'm going to write first. Sometimes I even write it in rough. I like the sheets of notepaper and the envelopes, and I actually enjoy writing by hand. And I'm sure my friends prefer letters that they can keep and look at from time to time. The problem with emails is that you don't have to make any effort to write them.
Speaker 2. For me, there's no choice. It's email every time. It's just so quick and easy, especially when I'm replying to an email someone has sent me. Just click the reply button, write a few lines, and then click send. And it's gone. I can't remember the last normal letter I wrote. It's just so much trouble. You've got to have no paper and envelopes handy, then you have to find a pen. Sometimes the pen doesn't write. And when you've finished writing, you've got to fold the letter, put it in an envelope, stick a stamp on the envelope, and take it to a postbox. If I can't contact someone by email, I do the next simplest thing. I phone him. Speaker 3.
For me, it depends who I'm writing to and why I'm writing. I'm an accountant, and in my business I think traditional letters are still the most polite way of contacting clients. They're more serious and respectful than emails. But of course, if you want to keep in touch with friends or write informal messages to colleagues at work, then email is fine. And of course, if you really want to keep up a good friendship with someone who you don't see regularly, you can't beat the phone. There's something very special about actually talking to someone.
Okay. Now I will give you only 3 minutes. You have to discuss your answers with each other, okay? As groups. Time is over. Let's start. Okay, now who can read and answer the first question? Rizan?
According to the first speaker, why do friends like receiving traditional letters? Friends prefer letters that they can keep and look at from time to time.
Excellent. Nice. Oh, let's take from this group. Daniel?
What does the second speaker do if he can't send someone an email?
He phones him.
Okay, nice. Yes, please.
Which groups of people does the third speaker write emails to? Friends and colleagues.
Excellent. Great. Yes, please.
The first speaker prefers traditional letter. True.
Ayat.
The second speaker doesn't like emails. False.
Great. Who can correct it? Yes, Hania?
The second speaker likes emails.
Excellent. Great. The last one, Tala.
According to the third speaker, the best way to contact clients is traditional letters. True.
True. Excellent. It's time for speaking. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Now work in groups. Talk about the following. The first group and the second group.
Yeah.
The first group. You are going to discuss the best things about emails. While the second group is going to discuss the worst things about emails. I will give you 5 minutes. You have to make your discussion. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's start. No, time is over. Are you ready?
Yes.
Now you are going to give me one of the best things about emails, and from this group is one of them is going to give me one of the worst things about emails, and so on. Okay.
Yes.
Let's start with Ayat.
The best thing about email, it's simple and easy to use.
Great. Rizan?
It lacks a personal touch.
Great. Yes, please.
Emails can have pictures in them.
Great. Yes, please.
It could cause information overload.
Yes. Yes, please.
It's paperless and therefore beneficial for the planet.
Excellent. Great.
Email requires timely responses.
Timely responses. Great.
It can contain viruses.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Who else? Yes, please.
The language used in email is simple and informal.
Great. Yes,
Email
please.
could be kept short and brief.
Nice. Yes, please.
Email is quick. Sending it is as simple as clicking a button.
Oh, very nice. Yes, please.
It can cause misunderstanding.
Great. Yes, please.
Email is a free tool. Once you are online, there is no further expense that you need to spend on in order to send and receive messages.
Messages. Excellent. Great.
I have another.
Yes, please.
It allows for mass sending of messages.
Great. You are really great. And now it's time for writing. We are going to learn how to write formal and informal letters. Here we have two letters. One of them is formal and one of them is informal. Do you know what's the meaning of formal and informal?
Yes.
What is the meaning of formal? If you want, for example, to send a letter to your boss, do you send an informal letter or informal letter? Haneen, what do you think?
I use a formal letter.
Nice.
It's more polite.
Yes. And if you are, if you want to send a letter to your friend, for example,
I use informal letter.
Informal letter. Now we are going to listen to these two letters, okay?
Okay.
Then we are going to discuss the form of each one of them, okay?
And answer the questions. A.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Harper, I am writing to thank you for inviting me to stay with you in London next month. It was good to meet you last summer when you came to stay with my family in Damascus. I am really looking forward to meeting you all again. My parents have told me a lot about London and your house there. It sounds wonderful. While I am staying with you, I hope my English will improve. My English teacher says I need to speak as much English as possible. I know that you can speak my language very well, but I would be grateful if you could speak English to me when I visit you. I look forward to seeing you again in 3 weeks. Please tell John that I will write to him soon. Yours sincerely, Salah.
B.
Hi, John. I've just written to your mum and dad to say how much I'm looking forward to coming to stay with you. Now I'm writing to you. Can't wait to see you all again. I've never been to London before, so I'm sure I'll have a brilliant time. Do you remember when you and your family came to stay with us last year? We had a great time, didn't we? Perhaps we could do some of the same things when I come to London, like going swimming and playing tennis. Have you bought any new computer games recently? I told your parents that when I'm there, you've all got to speak English to me. I need lots of practice. My teacher says my accent isn't very good. Hope you're okay. Looking forward to seeing you again. Bye. Salah.
Now we have the same letters. Which letter is written in formal English and which one is written in informal English? What do you think, Dania?
The first one, number A, is formal English.
Is written in formal English. Nice. Rizan?
The last one is written in informal letters.
It is an informal letter. Nice. Now, which of these two letters has short verb forms? Which one of them has short verb forms? Lara?
Second one.
The second one, which is?
The first one.
The second or the first one?
The first one.
No, the
short.
second.
Short verb forms.
Informal.
The informal one.
letter.
Nice. Okay. Now, who can give me some examples about short verb forms? Tala?
I've
just written.
I will
Excellent.
have.
No, that's enough. Thank you. Yes, please.
I'll
Great.
I'll have.
I have or I?
No, I'll have.
I'll have.
I'll have. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes, please.
I've just written. Can't.
Great. Excellent. Another example?
I'm looking forward.
Excellent. Now, which one uses full verb forms? Which one uses full verb forms? Dania?
The first one, formal.
The formal letter. Nice. Who can give me an example about full verb forms? Yes,
I am
please.
staying.
Great. Tala?
I'm really.
Excellent. Haneen?
I would be.
Excellent. Yes, please.
I'm writing to thank you. I'm
Great. Now, which letter uses everyday words for things? Lara?
The second one, like hi, bye.
Okay. Another example? Dania?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Okay. Now, which one uses formal words? Which one uses formal words? Tala?
The formal letters, like sincerely.
Excellent. Another example?
Grateful.
Great. Another
dear.
one?
Dear.
Dear. Nice.
Me.
Now, which one uses formal words?
Formal.
Which one uses formal words?
We say it.
Okay. Now, which letter misses out words?
Miss.
Which one misses out words? Lara?
The second one, like can't wait to see.
Yes, it must be.
It must be I can't wait to
Excellent. It must be I can't wait. Another example? Dania?
Hope you are okay.
It must be
I hope you are okay.
Excellent.
Looking forward to seeing you. It must be I'm looking forward.
Excellent. Must be I am. Nice. Now, which one sounds more friendly? Which one sounds more friendly, Ayat?
The second one.
Which is?
Hi, like hi and pie.
Yes. So it sounds more friendly. Now, which sounds more polite and the tone is more serious?
The first one, in formal letter.
Okay. Now, which letter uses direct questions? Haneen?
The second one.
Can you give me an example?
Yes. When he say, didn't we, like a question tag? Didn't we?
Excellent. Question tag like, didn't we? Yes, please.
Do you remember?
Yes.
When you and your family came to stay with us last year.
Excellent.
Have you bought any new computer games recently?
Excellent. So now to conclude, we use short verb forms with informal letter. We use everyday words. We can miss out some words. The sound is more friendly, and we can use some direct questions. While in the formal letter, we must use full verb forms. We have to use formal words, and it must sound more polite and the tone must be more serious, and we can't use direct questions. And now you are going to write 2 short letters. I will divide you into 2 groups.
Yes.
You are going to write the formal letter, and you are going to write the informal letter. Now, write an informal letter to a friend, thanking him or her for inviting you to spend the summer holiday with him or her. And your composition is write a formal letter thanking the Harbour family for having you in their home. You have to write 3 paragraphs for each letter. With the informal letter, you must start by apologizing for not writing, and you have to give an excuse. Okay. Why don't you write to her? Or why didn't you write to her? Paragraph 2, describe something interesting you've done since you last wrote. In paragraph 3, you have to say what you are doing in the future. The second composition is the formal letter for the second group. In paragraph 1, you have to say to whom is this letter. Then you have to say why you are writing the letter. In paragraph 2, you have to say what you are thankful for, and in paragraph 3, how staying with them is useful to you. And here is the useful language which will help you. We have some informal expressions. You can start the letter by saying, for example, hello, hi, and dear. While with formal letters, you must start the letter by saying dear, sir or madam, or we can say dear Mr. and Mrs., for example, Harbour. Okay? If you want to apologize for something, with informal letter, you can say I'm sorry for, or I can't describe how sorry I am. While with formal expression, you have to say I am writing to apologize. So here we say I'm sorry, and here I'm writing to apologize. If you are writing an invitation, for example, you can say I'm writing to invite you. While with formal letter, you can say you are invited to attend. Here we use the passive voice. Yeah. You are invited. So we can use, or we can use the passive voice with formal letters. Now, if you are writing a thank you letter, for example, you can start, thanks for inviting me to. While with formal letter, you can say, I'm writing to thank you for. For example, the kind invitation. To conclude or to end your letter, you can say in the informal letter, see you, best wishes, yours, love, bye, or take care. While with formal letters, you can end it by yours sincerely, yours faithfully, yours truly, or regards. Of course, regards means with my respect.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? Now, I will give you 5 minutes, and I will play some music. When the music ends, you have to stop writing. Are you ready?
Yes.
Time is over. Are you ready?
Yes.
Shall we start with the formal or informal letter?
Formal.
Okay, let's start with Hani.
Yes. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Harper, I'm writing to thank you for allowing me to stay at your home. You make me feel just like family. It was the most interesting holiday I have ever spent. Your home is really wonderful. I was delighted with your hospitality. London is a great city. I have enjoyed every minute of this trip. Sorry. While I was staying with you, my English became better. I'm extremely grateful that you spoke English to me all the time. I look forward to seeing you again. You're faithfully, Hanin.
Excellent, Hani. Okay, so excellent for all the group.
Yeah.
Yes, Razan?
Hi Tala, how are you? I'm fine. I'm sorry I haven't written to you lately, but I have been working hard. When I received your letter, I was acting in a play at school. We've made a very interesting celebration. We've worn special clothes, sung, and danced. It was really a great celebration. Hope you were with me. Thank you for inviting me to spend the summer holiday with you. Of course, we are having a great time, aren't we? Looking forward to seeing you. Take care, Razan.
Excellent for all the group. How do you usually communicate with your friends? Tanya?
By writing messages. Yes. By writing messages
By
on.
writing messages. Excellent.
I usually keep in touch with my friends on Facebook.
Great. Hani?
By using emails.
Great.
I usually communicate with my friends by using the internet.
Nice.
By phoning them.
Excellent. Yes, please.
By using WhatsApp.
Great. Now, how have smartphones changed communication? Do you think that smartphones has changed communication?
Yeah.
How? Yes, please.
You can go to the internet and buy things.
Yes, nice.
You can make calls.
Excellent.
I really don't imagine my life without my mobile phone.
Oh, great. Yes, please.
I don't. I see.
You can send.
You can send text messages or emails.
Excellent. That's all?
Yes.
What do you think the easiest way of communication or communicating is? The easiest way.
I think the text messages is the easiest way
Is the
to
easiest way? Nice.
to communicate with my friends.
Great. Yes, please.
According to me, using the internet is the easiest way.
Well done.
I think the easiest way send emails.
Is sending?
Sending emails.
Excellent. Yes, please.
In my opinion, the easiest way of communicating is send text messages.
Sending text messages. Excellent.
Phoning them.
Great. And our last question today. Do you think people can communicate with ghosts and spirits? Do you know what's the meaning of ghosts?
Yes.
Or spirits?
Yes.
They say that when someone dies, or some people say that when someone dies, he dies, his body dies, but his spirit is living with us.
Yeah.
So, do you think that people can communicate with these spirits or with ghosts? Dania?
Of course, no.
Of course not.
Nobody
Okay.
can.
What do you
Nobody
think, Tala?
can
communicate
with them.
Okay.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I'm not a superstitious.
You are not superstitious. Nice.
Yes, I'm frightened when someone talks about them.
Oh, great. And now we've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attendance. You are really great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.